And here we are, folks. I think this is where my brain cells started to die last time I was playing. As you can see, fresh from the Royal Rat Authority boss fight, I'm still sporting that Zweihander. It's not Giant Ant worthy. I think it's only a +5 with flaming. Yeah, with flames. And this is me getting really puzzled because I went to hit that hollow and nothing happened. Then I tried swinging at that hollow, and nothing happened. And the reason nothing is happening is because if you look by my health bar, like I should have, instead of just wearing down my weapon's durability, I am a member of the Rat King's Guard. I'm a member of the Rat Covenant. And that's why I was really confused throughout this entire level. Nothing was attacking me. Nobody attacked me. I wasn't even invaded by Roy the Explorer. And I was expecting Roy to be something that I'd have to deal with. But no, it was entirely quiet. Eerily so. Very eerie. Sort of like my evening. I just finished watching The Lighthouse tonight, and I still have to collect my thoughts on what kind of weird psychological sexual nightmare I had just witnessed. But I can't stop hearing Willem Dafoe just saying over and over again, "Why'd you spill those beans to me?" And I keep hearing it. It's a meme. I've been swimming in memes from it now, and it's poison. It's poison that's so good. So good. I'm very happy. I enjoyed that film. Almost as much as I enjoyed the lack of real problematic combat at this point. Look, I can't even damage them. Pardon the sounds, I'm drinking a liquid at a time where I should be asleep. The sugar's a little bit wonky, so I figured I'd take the time to record this video. And that'll give me pause to collect my thoughts as I shove things in holes, which is also something that is really explored in Lighthouse. Oh god. Well, I'm not gonna spoil it on this. I might see about sitting down and maybe having a podcast in the future, and that might be something I'll discuss. But no, not here. We won't do that. Giant Skeleton, who also holds the Homeward Bone. Not sure why I said it in that voice, but it just seems to have sort of just happened. What really tickled me is I'd never noticed until I put headphones on to listen to the audio that there's just occasional cackling. And I don't know where it's from in this level, but it just occurs. It's very strange. I honestly wish the Bellkeepers were like this. I wish actually joining the Covenant for those very weird band of shorty weirdos would have done something, but that never happened. Now, I'll tell you right here, I forgot how dangerous this boss fight really was. It did not dawn on me at all until that rat bit me and gave me Petrify that I may have picked the wrong weapon for this job. I thought, oh, big sweeps, big slams, that'll be good. Until a bunch of them somehow managed to bite me. Big mistake. I don't actually recommend using big boy weapons in here unless you're really good or really patient. I mean, I did it. I eventually did it. I will tell you, just as a light spoil, this is not the winning version of that fight. But you can see that I nearly did it by getting greedy. But I fucked up. Yep, very much nearly did it. But I fucked up. Now, another thing I didn't realize, because it's been a long time, and I don't remember if I was ever actually petrified before, but if you notice, I just skipped ahead to the boss fight again. My health bar is significantly smaller than it should be. And that's because Petrify apparently increases your hollowing level like 600-fold, creating problems. Big problem. And this filled my soul with fear, much like these rats, who I now realize understand my weakness, and so they crowd around in places that make me very sad. And thus the problem. Also that. Ooh, yep. I don't know why I kept doing that slashing maneuver. When I played it through the first time, I was doing really well, like, just using the good old R1 swing, but I was trying to be precise and a little bit showy. Honestly, that follow-up R2 was not a good idea in hindsight. The forward thrust, yes, that's fine, it's okay damage, it's not as good as the swing. Actually, it amounts to about the same. But doing full guts on these rats, not my best work. I have to admit, I was very dumb in this fight in particular. But for some reason, I was in an ultra great sword kind of mood, and that led me to doing good old backwards pokes. Also, wow, look at him using that magic pixel for a minute. I also appreciate all of them scurrying back into their holes, and I'm just sitting there, wham!
Speak thy mind, servant.
God bless the Rat King. Did I do good, my lord?
The insolent fool, my servant. No,
Yes.
thou art my servant.
So then we blended back again. For some reason, still really into that Zweihander. Except I was trying to juggle around the right gear equivalents that I could wear, so I could get a fast roll out of keeping a Zweihander, Ricard's rapier, even though I'm not even using it, I just have it as a sidearm. And then I did my usual thing, the same thing we'll do when we were in the gutter. And that's just use our knowledge to make the environment a safer place for everyone involved. Except, I forgot, as we went on, that this level was meant to spite me. Now what's funny is, go ahead and just keep an eye on that Forlorn. Look at him. Just getting all that green splooge all over him. I wish he could have been poisoned from that, but for some reason he was not. Even though it takes literally 2 hits to poison me, he was pelted like, I don't know, an infinitum amount of times, and he just did not care. Also, look at this man. He's literally programmed to hit only when I am either doing an item or if I'm attacking. And I find that very unnerving. See? It's an annoying moveset there. Literally set up to only punish me. I forget how I deal with him exactly, because I think I dumb it out. I started realizing, after looking at this footage, I should have been using literally anything else other than the Zweihander. But I had just gotten strong enough to do it at the time, and I was very fond of the weapon. Look at him, just looking at my face. What a mistake that was. Ah, past me, what were you thinking? What a fool. That was a good dodge. Yeah, not so bad. Oh, the fool! And he's gone. With a nice amount of FX to show for it, too. Very good, past me. You pass. Oh, God. Who thought this level would be fun? I want to find out what all went into the process of designing this area. Someone said, hey, what if we had a poison area, but it wasn't a swamp? Because normally in every Dark Souls game, there's at least one, right? There's always one place where there's just poison all over the floor. And it's mandated. It's almost like law for these games. It is in the Dark Souls Bible that you have to have one poison section, at least. If not, two. Actually, yeah, always two. And in this case, it's just hanging about on the walls. Now, I also can't believe I did this again. This was just me getting really bad with the interface. I'm not shooting flaming arrows. These arrows that I'm just aiming out, those are lacerating arrows. I was foolish, people. Foolish for doing this. Probably because I saw a red arrow and I went, that'll work. And then it didn't. Then I fired it again instead of looking at the interface. Because I know that this game has rigged so that when flame hits objects, flames interact with something because Dark Souls. The claw. The claw. Yep, big old scary noodle man coming for my booty. At least I'll burn his other friend to death. You see, I was always interested if I could manage to work my way around, destroy all the totems in these areas that have the poison things, and then if I burnt the oil areas, and eventually, it takes a long time in this area in particular, but a thing that makes this particular level easier, especially if you're a caster early on like I was in my first playthrough, what makes this area easier is that you can take it in steps. Instead of consuming herbs like I did, because I was trying to do it as much as possible in one go, what you really want to do is sit back, shoot your maximum amount of souls that you have, and once you're out of soul arrows, go to the bonfire. Enemies respawn at bonfires, but unless you die, the area doesn't reload its destroyable objects. So every time, if you just rested at a bonfire, these statuettes would not respawn, making it progressively easier on you, the player, because you could just refuel on your ammunition. Now, the only question that would be left then for me is that if you burnt these pools of oil, would they still have the little eyeball-y guys? Would they just be spawning in flames and dying immediately? Or even weirder still, considering that once they burn out long enough, the oil just gets used up. The fuel makes it go away and it disappears. Does that mean they'll just be standing upright in a terrifying manner, waiting for me to touch them in the, waiting to touch me in the bad place? And be in the big scare? I don't know. I might farm the area in a little bit. Also, did you notice the physics on that wall? Yeah, look at the physics on these things. I love it. Makes no goddamn sense. Very good. Yep, I must be tired. Slipping into an accent that's very much not my native tongue. Oh god! No, bad! Get out of here! Eldritch horror from the deep. Yeah! Alright, come here. Let me poke you. Touch it. Burn, creature! Good. Very good. See, look, the oil is now gone. You see, that was also lucky right there. I would have been poisoned by the time I figured out that it was just being blocked by debris. And thus it was removed, never to be seen again. Purge. Purge. Purge them all. Take them all away. It's a very unique area. I find the geometry of it to be very annoying at its early onset section. But the additional area, there's a secret area that I'll be diving into once I have more supplies. That one is quite interesting. See, those pods provide cover for traps. It made me uncomfortable. You see, this entire section here is just a world of hesitation before death. That's honestly the theme of the Black Gulch. It's either you take patience, you tank in ways that God never intended, or you do it slowly and methodically. This way you feel safe, and you can tell your mind that you're doing things carefully, and you can at least take care of the thing. Whoa! Big old phallic worm boy hitting me with his big old stock. Wasn't a fan of that. Be gone, creature. Away with you. You spoiled my focus. God, why couldn't they bring back him? I really like that boy. What's his name? Damn it. Oh. Vamos, that's right, it was Vamos. Away with you. You spoil my focus. I wish he was down here. That would make this area way more worth it. Love Vamos. What a boy. I like that they gave him just a single thrust move that's really not useful unless I'm right in front. Why'd you tell me those beans? I'm thinking about those beans. Ah. Oh, that's right. I do have the cleric's chime. The little chime shield. May examine this better. See, now this is salting the earth. This is what you want to do, boys and girls. You fire at the oily bits, and you make sure you hit all of them. I was, again, sloppy in this video because I did miss one. And it scared the shit out of me. There is a genuine horror scene that we are going to embark upon together once I get past the trepidations of these oily fields. I know it. I feel it. In my bones, I remember the moment of terror, and it is approaching. Merely watch as I try to make my way as safe as possible, wasting ammunition and burning just spots of oil that may or may not have problems within them. That last one did. Most of these did not. But I wasn't taking chances. No one will notice if there's no one to notice. And that's how we do, bugaboos. That's how we do. See how safe that is? See how nice having a little projectile that you have most of... Jesus Christ, fucking woodland childs? Oh, these guys. So annoying. I was invaded... Well, let's see. 3 times throughout my time in this level, and these ones were the most annoying to deal with. Mostly because I was using weapons too big to deal with. I do not appreciate that they just copy and pasted an encounter twice. Now, it's very important. You'll notice I'm hollow when I was invaded by this one. By Woodland Child Gully. That's because I was hollow. If you're not hollow, as I have deduced for you, dear viewer, you will be invaded by the other partner of the Woodland Child, who will use the same weapon and the same shield setup because they're twins, and it will be very, very quarrelsome for all involved. Also, I appreciate that I managed to somehow sit through and just continuously stab that man through his iframes. The whole time he was just hammered down, but he did not care. This honey badger gave -8 fucks. And so I had this very tense and long and arduous duel, and I remember being very frustrated at this. Because I've wondered to myself, with all of the things this particular section had going for it, like the knockoff, the enemies that could knock you off the edge very easily, the narrow walkway, the jump attack oil monsters, why would they just slam computer AI invaders, assuming that you wouldn't have a problem with the human ones? Because, as far as I can tell, you can be invaded in the Black Gulch regardless. So, just adding that extra layer of fuck you to the regular old average Joe? Why? How? Why? Who does this? And so I struggle bust real hard up to this point. There was a wave of relief right here, getting that human effigy. And then I missed one. And then I walked up here and I used the fragmented branch of yore, and oh look, a monster chasing me on a narrow impasse. Oh look, I can't progress because that body is still in the way and I have to kill it. So I was just stuck there, freaking out. So I killed the weakest one there, rolled in, and kept going. And that was my fight or flight instinct working. That's how I did it. Another Pharaoh's Lockstone. Okay, sure, why not? Jesus Christ. And then I made another mistake. I restarted. Then I embered up. I'm sorry, this isn't Dark Souls 3. I reversed my hollowing, I regained my humanity, and I fucked up. Absolutely fucked up right here. That was a mistake. Never should have done that. Now, all the enemies will respawn, including Scary Oil Boy, and he will somehow magic command grab me, even though I wasn't near him at all. And look! Woodland Child Victor. Yeah, that's right. Double invasion. Can't use bonfire because you were invaded, my friendo. And now there's a big, scary Lovecraftian monster outside and a fucking murder hobo. And this one was about as fun as the other. Yep. See that? See that AI? What I didn't know is that this one was also a good taunter, and as soon as he taunted, I was furious. I was fucking livid. It was the first time in a long time in Souls games where I just kind of looked at him and I cursed. I swore in ways that would be creative for the bard and any sailor also in the room. I was a smith. I called this hobo many names, many various things that I don't need to re-utter. I mean, it'll probably come out when I do more live stuff in the future, since I'm enjoying my new mic so much. You're doing great, Ted. I've decided to name my new mic Ted. Isn't that right, Ted? You're doing great. What a good guy, Ted. I'm very satisfied of its uses so far. The clarity is awesome. I really enjoy it. I just need to keep twerking with its levels, to be completely honest. It's more of my use of the technology than the technology itself. Also, you see that wombo combo? The thing that's annoying about wombo combo is that you have no chance of dodging after the first hit. The moment he hits you, you're done. So you better hope you can survive the 2 consecutive hits, because he'll run out of stamina, presumably, unless he's been standing still for like a whole minute. Then he will be able to hit you 3 times. But if not, you're fucked. And all my progress up to this point was undone by a single fucking murder hobo. And I was so mad! But that's the nature of the game. You make mistakes, you get punished. You explore, you don't get punished. You get rewarded. So up to that, I had to realize I needed to keep the formula I was doing. I like clearing out this area and making sure that I'm safe by being able to walk around. So I had to do that. But I also had to figure out how to get the rhythm on my opponent. And that's when the fighting game started kicking back in. I was like, let's talk about this frame data. And by talking about this frame data in a From Software game, I'm like, how slow is that big old axe boy? My gears were turning on how well I could possibly parry that man or backstab that man. Any cheap and available way to murder that hobo, I would murder that murder hobo and send him fucking packing. Yes, fool, you are already dead. Welcome to Elysium, I seem to say in my internal monologue at this point. I was also really sad that I was already running low on my fire arrows by this point. Ugh, what ruinous sort of affairs that would be. But, yeah, I made a mistake. And I had to move past that. And it would take a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, but I would say that I did something similar. Something close to that. Oh man, I must be tired. Here I could be doing Bloodborne at unholy hours, but here I am in Dark Souls 2. My great love. Yes. Why, hello, woodland child. Oh, you eat meat again. And then he gets sandbagged immediately by poison. Ah, I love that. How you doing? Alright, yeah, that was on me. Use all that stamina. Get out of town. Don't get burned alive. And that is all she wrote. Sent him packing? I did. Now, what I did after that is I came to the conclusion that I was fucking tired of the Black Gulch. So, I did what any rational sorcerer would do, and I cast a magic missile. Many times. Upon removing that perimeter, I collected 2 cohorts, because I did not want to fight this boss, the Butcher, more times than I needed to, because clearing this area is very expensive. I did not have fire arrows, and I wanted assurance that I could do it. Pulse. Pulse, pulse. Pulse. Weird bloody eye effect is very odd. Now, cool fun fact about this blatant ripoff of Nito that's just Nito with flesh. Aside from appearing to be the person that put together these little things, or tries to, if you look at him and his body, all of his moves are actually telegraphed by that single corpsey hollow that's on his left shoulder. See that hollow? That hollow telegraphs all of his movements. Whatever that hollow does, that's what he's doing. Yep, and as soon as I hit him, I realized, oh, all of my summons have created problems, and he is immune to poison. I discovered that also. He did not care for poison buildup, and I have 26 adaptability, so I'd say I have pretty good ability to generate poison. But I could not. It was from there I was just like, okay, two-hand time. Two-hand time. And in retrospect, maybe having it so his attention's all on multiple people at once when he has good swipe arounds. Like, he has good party attacks. Perhaps it was not the best of intentions to do that. But here, the aggro's drawn pretty well, and I'm doing quite a good amount of damage since I could cast. But then, once again, I was playing so sloppy that day, he just straight up tries ripping me in half. That didn't work, but luckily my friends draw aggro, so I could go heal up. And then I went in again. And that is really all this fight is. A lot of the aggro went on to Schmidt, and Bashful Ray kind of chipped away at him. Not really, he just kind of took his attention from time to time. Oh god. I forgot about that annoying AoE. That thing is just the worst hex in the world. Also, that should not have hit me at all. The hitbox on that was fucking terrible. And I'm happy I killed him there. I'm pretty sure that would have killed me instantaneously had I not. And thus, we have yet another boss cleared. Another great one down. I think, let's see, I did Doomsday Freya. Do the Lost Sinner. There goes the Butcher. That's 3 out of the 4 Great Souls, so we're nearly at the midway point for the end game. Also, that fire is bullshit damage, isn't it? It's pure trash. Look at that. How damaging an Estus. It's not even lava. Just some murder hobo gas that's been lit aflame. Too strong. Eternally burning. Real bad. See? Just slightly touching it made me go, you feel so good. Man, I'm ready for bed. Huh? I think I'll go do that. Okay. Thanks for giving me your attention, folks. Have a good one, okay? Thanks for tuning in. Bye.